Next, we're going to activate the body. So we've released the tension. Now let's activate it. Let's focus it. So we've got these warm hands. If you need to warm them up, again, go ahead and do that. But we're just going to start by doing a light tap on our face. Just a light tap. We're going to wake up our facial muscles and our resonators. So give yourselves a little tap on the forehead. If you want to tap over your eyebrows or in your eye sockets. Give a little tap on your temples. Ooh, that feels good this morning. Go ahead and tap the top of your head. Let those little sparkle fingers make their way to the back of your neck. If you want to be more vigorous, feel free to do that. This is a light tap day for you. Do what feels best. Let's get the top of our cheekbones. Let's tap around our face. Let's tap our nose. See if we can get our nose resonating. Let's tap the top of our lip and our chin. Sometimes I like to take 2 pincher fingers, just give this a little squeeze, give this a little squeeze and a little shake. Go ahead and tap down your jaw. Beautiful. All right, let's get our faces moving. Again, we're stretching these face muscles. So we're going to do a lion face. That's the first thing that we're going to do. Again, most of your cameras are off, so I'll be one of the only people looking silly. So to have a lion face, we're going to open our eyes wide. We're going to open our face wide. It helps for me to use my hands, and we're going to stick out our tongue. And if you want to make like a sound, a scary lion sound, you can do that this morning. Do it along with me. So here's the lion face. It goes like this. Beautiful. And then we're going to make a lemon face, like we've just sucked on a really tart lemon. We're going to squeeze our lips together. Allow your eyes to come together. You can let your fingers come together like this. Ooh, we just had a lemon. And we're going to go between lion and lemon face, and we'll do that 2 times. So here we go. Big lion face. And teeny tiny lemon face. Sound effects help me. Okay, big lion face. And teeny tiny lemon face. Beautiful. Again, how brave and bold to join me this afternoon. Next, we are going to activate our articulators. I need some practice this morning. And we're going to do that with some tongue twisters. So the first tongue twister we're going to use is red leather, yellow leather. And we're going to try and say this 5 times. And we're going to say this as fast as possible. So we're doing this exercise for speed. So on the count of 3, you're all muted, so you'll only hear me. I hope I don't mess up. We are going to say this as quickly as possible 5 times. On your mark, get set, go. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Thank you for joining me, Gagana. Okay, next, we're going to try the same thing again. We're doing this for speed. We're going to say unique New York. Okay, 5 times together as fast as possible. Here we go. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. I think that's 5. Okay, we're going to do one more, but this time we're really going to focus on chewing these next words. So you can see on the screen, we're going to say together in just a moment, we are the music makers and we are the dreamers of dreams. And I want you to really dig into those consonants, your ms and your k and your ers and your zzz. So let's do this 2 times. You can say it along with me. This isn't for speed. Again, this is really digging into those consonants. So here we go. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. Okay, let's try one more time. I can only hear Gergana, but she is sounding amazing. All right, let's do it again. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. And yes, we are. I love it. Thank you for doing that with me today. Okay, so now with our open and activated bodies and our relaxed voices, I'm going to ask you to take a moment and think of an I am shameless brag. For example, I am a good friend. I am an amazing writer. I am the best auntie. I am paying my own bills and my mama's bills. Something like that. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment and think of what that might be. And now I'm going to ask you to say it aloud in your space. Remember, your audio is turned off so no one else can hear you. So let's do that right now. You'll hear me, but nobody else will hear you. I am the best auntie. So how can we be clear about what we're communicating physically? Today, we're going to talk about body language, and we'll do that by going through some body positions. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that all bodies are different and not everybody is going to look the same. But we can find the intent in any body, and it's amazing how small shifts can make big changes. So let's examine a closed body position. You can see we've got the beautiful Victoria Beckham exempling this for us. So what does a closed body position look like? You can see she's got a rounded back. You can see that her chin is tucked. She has her arms in front of her body, and her legs are closed. Now I'm going to ask us all in our space to find a closed body position. So we'll round our back, we'll tuck our chin. Let's put our arms in front of our bodies. And although we can't see you, I'm going to ask you to close or cross your legs. So let's find this position. And I'm going to ask you to say your I am shameless brag in this body. So go ahead, take a moment and say it aloud in your space. I am an amazing auntie. Beautiful. Thank you for doing that with me. You can allow yourself to find a neutral body again. And now we'll talk about an open position. And we have the incredible Alicia Keys exempling this open position for us. So what is an open position? Well, you can see her head is balanced on her spine. Her shoulders are rolled back with the blades running down the back. Her sternum seems like it's floating. And you can see under her arms, she's got a little bit of space there, a little bit of air between the body and the arm, a little bit of air under these armpits. And we can't see them, but I'm going to ask us in just a moment to try a wide stance with our feet. Even if we're sitting, just allow your feet to be firmly planted on the ground. So let's allow ourselves to find this open position. Head balanced on spine, shoulders rolled back, shoulder blades running down the back, sternum floating, a little bit of space underneath our armpits, and those wide legs. Now I'm going to ask you to say your I am shameless brag in this position. So take a moment and do that right now. I am an amazing auntie. I'd like you to notice that although you're saying the same statement, the body is communicating two very different things based on the position that it's in. It's when the words that you say align with what your body is telling us that you really come alive for your listeners. And the best piece of advice for people who want to appear confident is to focus on the people you're engaged with rather than worry about how others perceive you. The bottom line is be interested, not interesting. Be more focused on the other person and what their message is than focused on yourself and your self-consciousness. It's possible to make people think you're more confident than you actually are through body language. So the next thing I want to explore is, what does a good listener look like? How can we arrange our bodies to be fully present and in the moment with the speaker? Well, eye contact. A listener should give more eye contact than a speaker. And research suggests that if you want to have a good rapport, you should maintain eye contact 60 to 70% of the time that someone is speaking to you. Next, offer the speaker facial feedback. Let your facial expressions show your emotional response to the message. Briefly matching their facial expressions not only shows the speaker that you're listening, it creates the same chemicals in your brain that body language shifts are creating in theirs. So you actually feel what they're feeling and understand them more effectively. Next, give a little nod here and there. You don't have to be a bobblehead. Just occasionally nod your head to show you're listening and empathetic with the speaker's message. An added bonus of nodding your head is that it releases endorphin-like chemicals into your bloodstream to make you feel good and feel more affable towards the speaker. And finally, lean towards the speaker. Open your heart towards the speaker. If you orient the heart and upper portion of the body towards the speaker, that lets them know that you are interested in what they're saying. Even a quarter turn away signals a lack of interest to the speaker. It also says something about your response to the message. Research shows that when people feel under attack or have low self-esteem, that they protect their vulnerable heart area. So to communicate that you're an open, confident speaker and listener, you need to show your heart. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Olivia. And I actually feel so warmed up for my section of this presentation. So thank you.
My pleasure.
So building off of everything that Olivia has shared with us today and the body language, we're going to take the next step in our conversation around communication and talk about the different communication styles. Communication is a key, if not the key, to success in just about everything. But if you're looking to have a successful career, it's a fundamental skill that you really do need to master. And as with any skill, it can be improved. Effective communication is collaborative and interactive. The importance of listening can't be overemphasized. Now, today we will learn about the 4 communication styles, tips and tricks for communicating with people whose styles are different than our own. And we'll also explore a few easy ways to put these ideas into practice. Communication styles heavily influence what we focus on when speaking and when listening. Understanding our own communication styles and learning to adapt to other styles can help us to be heard and understood when it matters most. The ability to be clear in our intentions and understood by those that we are speaking to leads us to be more confident when we speak, when we send emails, when we network, or when we interact in general. Now, let's talk about communication styles, all the details of them. We're going to go through these styles today, and don't worry, if you want to discover your own style, I'm going to be sending the communication style assessment to Alessandra, so she will include it in the follow-up to today's session. Jumping back in, according to Pierre Casset, who is the founder of the first published, let's say, of the idea of these 4 communication styles, there are 4 basic styles. Each style correlates to a basic value preference. We have action, process, people, and idea. These styles can be found in all cultures and in all people. And realistically, we do have one prominent dominant style that we're more comfortable with. That's the style that we usually revert to under pressure. And our preferred style is very much influenced by our personality, our cultural background, past experiences, as well as the present context. Each style has the particularities which impact the types of content that we choose to really hone in on and focus on. And they're usually associated with specific personality traits. So style 1, we have action. You can think of this style as the what style. The action-oriented communicator is focused on results and performance. They want to see and hear about the achievements and actions to overcome challenges. They tend to be direct and quick to move from one topic to another. They're pragmatic and sometimes impatient. They need to keep things moving. So they're really interested, again, in results, objectives, and achieving. Next, we have style 2, which is process. You can think of the process style as the how, right? The process-oriented communicator is focused on facts, procedures, details, and proof. They tend to be more systematic and logical, moving forward with caution. They want to see the plan in place with all of the bells and whistles, all of the specifics. So again, focused on strategies, organization, and facts. Style 3, which is the people style. It also happens to be my dominant style. The people style is the who. So the people-oriented communicator is focused on feelings, motivations, people, and the relationships in general. They tend to be perceptive and emotional, more sensitive, and tend to be spontaneous. They need to know why and feel that people have what they need. And finally, we have style 4, which is idea. You can think of this as the why style. The idea-oriented communicator is focused on concepts and vision. They're creative and intrigued with new ways of doing things. They care about possibilities and specific details, not the specific details.